Ah, be a good lad and sing us a song, Pip. Pip? Pip? Uh-oh. Welcome, my little nightlings. Kenny here, back in black and deep within the bowels of my lair, here to bring you a rare, dark, and dangerous episode of AxeyFabulous. In honor of our fallen brothers of the Night's Watch, I'm shooting this episode at night. I am also unkempt and scruffy. I'm not being lazy. I have a theme going here. So, if this goes badly, blame it on Whimsy, or blame me. No, blame Whimsy. Tonight I am reviewing Season 4's penultimate 9th episode, The Watchers on the Wall. Written by David Benioff and Dan Weiss. Directed by the Battlemeister himself, Neil Marshall. And we got ourselves another fan-freaking-tastic episode. Much like Season 2's Blackwater, we stayed in one location throughout the entirety of the episode. Our tale took place at the edge of the north, where White Walkers threatened, and the ragtag Black Brothers of...
That's offensive.
I haven't even asked you your opinion yet, Tumblr girl.
That's offensive.
Which part? The Tumblr or...
Offensive.
Look, I understand you probably still have unresolved issues over the tragic loss of your OTP a week and a half ago. I'm shooting this at night. How is it even daytime where you're at? We'll get back to her in a bit. So let's get this going at, Castle Black. It's not a lot to critique. Well, did you like it? Why, yes. I loved it. So I guess let's talk about the stuff I really liked. The scythe was awesome. Some people didn't think having something like that really made sense, but if you've got years and years of living atop a wall with nothing better to do than to think up things to bother the enemy with, why not build a gigantic wall anchor designed to make mulch out of your enemies? The hell else are you gonna do? The CG was good. The musical score was outstanding. The action was a constant edge-of-your-seat frenzy. Who knew Alistair Thorne could fight? The acting was as stellar as we've come to expect. You might be a little spoiled. Kit was at his freaking best. Rose was intense and then heartbreaking. I even enjoyed Dominic Carter as Jono Slint. I mean, who doesn't love a good honest coward, right? I do. John Bradley and Hannah Murray are always really good together. I loved Sam's progression this episode, though I will say, if Sam really loved Gilly, he would have put her in a prison cell. That way, if the good guys win, hey, awesome, let her back out of the prison cell. But if the wildlings win, she can be all, "I imprisoned me and me baby, stupid crows." So, me and the wee lad will just be running off then. Toodles. My British accent could need work. And on a show that usually does transitions really well, we got a bunch of exceptional ones. The warged owl transitions were cool, but of course my favorite one was where they started with the giant on one side of the wall, his arrow, and follow it all the way over top of the wall. Ah! And all the way back down, follow the arrow down until it literally transitions into the chaos happening in the courtyard. I like that kind of stuff, man. Let's talk about death! I am on record as being pro-death. I'm in favor of capital punishment, and I support a woman's right to choose. Just about as pro-death as you can get, aside from supporting mass murders and such. You can kind of see why the left and the right both have problems with me sometimes. Now, book readers will always complain about non-book deaths. It's going to happen. They killed Margot? Margot? I can't even with this show. With Gren, now, that's a part of the bigger picture. In the book, you had the one-armed blacksmith, Donald Noy, making the valiant last stand in the tunnel. Essentially, Gren took his place. The show didn't cast Donald Noy. They needed someone, possibly due to a distinct lack of one-armed blacksmith actors, Who knows? It's still an iconic scene. It shows the valor of the watch, and I believe necessary to the story. Most book readers remember the scene, and most show watchers will now remember Gren's death. But why Gren? Gren! Why? They love Mark Stanley. I get that. I love Mark Stanley and all the grit and spit that he gave us and spattered all over the set and other cast members. Seriously, he was a spitter. But if in the books, if all Gren is going to do is remain a background character who's sort of stolidly there at Jon's side, sorry, there's no need to have him. Now, does this possibly spoil part of George R.R. Martin's future books? Maybe. But look, that's gonna happen a lot from now on. Book readers, you're gonna have to get realistic as this new season approaches. If you don't want to be spoiled to the books, you might want to stop watching the show and stay off the internet until George finishes the books. Stay off the internet for many, many years. The reason being, if George has plotted out some death for Gren in the future, and if it is not as meaningful a death as the one we witnessed on the show in the tunnel, then you gotta go with the one in the tunnel. Tell the better story. So those are my thoughts in a nutshell, and I stand by my opinion in all cases, save for in the event of one of my actual favorite characters dying this Sunday. Since we're doing things differently, this dark episode of AxeyFabulous, let's switch things up with my 3 oracles of the internet. I want to know what they think of death. Start with Joey! Joey! I see you.
I can't focus with you in the room.
Dang, sorry. See if I ever do anything for you. Tumblr! Was all this senseless murder okay by you? Tumblr? And she's gone. Facebook! Talk to me! Murder! Yes or no?
I like that.
Yeah, police? Yeah, I need to talk to the police. Sure, I'll hold. I always knew Facebook was trouble. Let's talk about death, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Sandrine, don't you even think of inserting that in this video.